Well, thank you, Dr. Seshkin, and good evening. Thank you all for being here tonight. What a beautiful venue, huh? This is pretty stunning. How lucky are we to be here in person after all these years of not being able to be in person? You're going to hear so many incredible stories tonight from brave women willing to share their deeply personal stories. As a medical doctor and the Foundation's new executive director, some assume that my connection to endometriosis begins and ends there, but it runs significantly deeper. I am also one of the 1 in 10. I was just 17 years old when I had my first emergency endometriosis surgery. And though it wasn't diagnosed at that time, the ER doctor found an ovarian torsion and told my parents that she thought it was cancer. It wasn't, thank goodness, but that was just the first of many surgeries and misunderstandings along a 30-year endo journey. I managed to complete high school, college, medical school, residency, hardly missing a day of work, but I suffered, often alone, usually in silence. Like so many, I didn't want to talk about painful periods. I didn't want to seek care, and I feared being labeled as a pain patient. 20 years after my first surgery, I was hospitalized again, this time for bowel obstruction. And if anyone knows what that is, it is the most terrifying and painful and excruciating experience. It's one that I actually didn't think I would survive. 3 long days passed after the obstruction was found on a CAT scan before I actually underwent surgery to remove a large section of obstructed intestine. That 3rd day in the hospital with high fever, distended abdomen, I was on the bathroom floor of my hospital room teaching my own personal physician, a gastroenterologist, all about endometriosis. He had no idea that symptoms could be more than just a bad period, and he finally called a surgeon, thank goodness. Flash forward 4 years ago, I had excisional endometriosis surgery right here in New York City, one of the lucky ones. I'm happy to say that since the day after that surgery, I have been pain-free. And since then, I now have the distance to articulate what I and so many have experienced with endometriosis. I now have the passion to focus on the work needed to help end the suffering of millions of women that face this disease today. I also have an incredible partner, my husband, and the support of my friends and colleagues, and thanks to EndoFound, a whole army of endo warriors. I am truly more than just 1 in 10. We need to continue to raise awareness. Every teenager, school nurse, and parent must know what endometriosis is. What's normal, what's not normal about periods. Yes, thank you. Yeah, we got to clap. Everyone needs to know what's normal and not normal about periods and atypical menstrual pain. Let's remove the stigma of talking about periods and families. Let's stop telling young girls that extreme pain is normal. It is not. We have to make sure that every nurse, medical student, physician in the world knows what endometriosis is and all of the weird ways that it can present. They also need to know who can treat it and where to refer if they don't treat it, and where they need to send anybody who has it. We have to educate our legislators about how the diseases that affect women are grossly underfunded, especially conditions involving female reproductive system and menstrual health. We must share also how structural racism and bias lead to disparities in the diagnosis and treatment of this disease. Yeah. As well as for those born female who might not identify as a woman as they go through the same disease progression. We need awareness at every level, but most importantly, we need funding for education and research. We need to know why this happens, how it can be diagnosed early, treated effectively, and hopefully one day prevent it altogether. Once you learn about endometriosis, it won't be long before you learn that somebody you know has it, or they suspect they have it. This is the education momentum that we need to keep building upon to win this battle. This is why the more than 1 in 10 need you. Thank you all for being here tonight. We couldn't do this without you. So thank you.